pretty good.
Alright. I think we're good.
Cool. Are you
Clap.
recording?
Can we clap or something? Is that the one? That's the one.
You know what I do when I play drum covers and I know I had a bad take? I'll just be like
Yeah.
to let me know this is where I have to make the cut.
To let future you know. This is
Yeah.
a future you problem.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out in post.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me see if this does the sound over here.
What the fuck?
That's crazy, bro. That's that popcorn lung sound right there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sick.
This is... Check.
For-
Checking. 1, 2. Alright.
there we go.
Can't touch that. This is Monkey House
Monkey House.
with Coop and Dom. And in this podcast, we are going to be talking about all things Monkey House.
And all things music, as the Monkey House is a music house as well.
Yes.
Big time.
So if you're unfamiliar with what's going on here, we are essentially a rap collective group who does a lot of shenanigans. We create rock bands every now and then. Some of those being Pogging Image or Spitting Image.
More well known as. And then,
DBA Spitting Image.
and then there's Red Light Ritual, which is his band, as well as Idle Freaks. If you haven't heard of them, they're a two-piece with Dom and my main singer Marshall in Spitting Image, and Bell. I have a Slam project.
Yeah.
Shout out Slam. What the fuck?
Do you want to check that real quick? All right.
Take two.
So we're good?
Yeah.
All right, give
we're good here.
yourself another
It's
wave
recording.
and clap.
Oh, what the? That's us.
Cool. We
Starting.
don't have a clapper. That's our clapper.
Clap on, clap off.
I think you might need to get your guy a little closer to you.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like breathing on this thing, so maybe I don't know. Maybe I need it up here, so my breaths go down.
Yeah. Maybe me too.
I don't know. Anyway, back to it.
And this doesn't help that you have a drummer during a podcast, because I have probably the worst mic etiquette you could possibly think of.
Yeah.
I just have no idea how these things work.
Just keep it in or around your mouth.
I'm trying. It's hard though, because I either feel like I'm eating the mic like this, or if I'm like back here, I'm like it's not really picking me up.
We'll
I think
use
I just need to project better.
we'll use condensers next time so that we can get a equal sound
Yeah.
and turn off the AC. These guys are dynamic, so they don't pick up as much outside of their range.
Oh,
But
okay.
But a condenser just gets like everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I feel ya.
But back to it. We're just going to be talking about the things that we deal with here at Monkey House. Talk about, doing the DIY tours, doing the underground music scene, DIY recording styles, horror stories on the road, dumb party fouls, how to start a rap collective, just how smart beat down and slam truly is as a art form,
An art
And-
form is a little generous.
and how dumb progressive metal is as an art form.
I feel like we should give ourselves a little bit of a intro as to who we are as like musicians and where we come from.
Sure, just give me like a 2-minute spiel
Yeah.
of who you are. Who are you?
So yeah, I've been playing. So I'm just a drummer. I've been playing drums for what am I? 26, 16 years. So and I haven't really gone too far out of my musical range in terms of trying new instruments, trying vocals, and all this kind of stuff. So it's purely a drummer. I was taught by the one and only Lars Ulrich. You would notice it if you saw me play drums. But a big metalhead. Started with all that stuff that you learned from Guitar Hero 3, right here, baby. That shit's important.
That's commitment.
That's commitment
right there.
Yeah. Cliffs of Dover, Raining Blood, Belly of a Shark, all that good stuff.
So you can play the guitar in Guitar Hero,
Oh, dude.
but you don't know how to touch a string.
Hell nah. You can miss me on them strings, bro. I'm buttons all day.
You should be a DJ.
You know, I've thought about trying DJing before, and then Colin, our buddy, he's a scratch DJ artist. He was like, "Yo, you should try this, Cooper." And I was like, "It makes sense, but it physically doesn't make sense. Like actually doing the scratching is super hard." But yeah, lately I'm in Spitting Image, which is kind of like a post-punk rock band of sorts. Kind of hard to describe our sound sometimes. And that's like my main project, and my side project is Bell 303. You can find both of those on whatever streaming platforms you find yourself on, but that's more of like a slam and beatdown project, which is where like a lot of my taste has been coming from lately. Just real ignorant shit. Tsunami, Esophagus is the lowest of the low for me right now. That shit, that's not even music.
Straight throat.
Yeah. But yeah, that's basically all I got in the tank. It's my drum set right here. This is the drum set that I grew up with as a kid.
Shout out House Drum Kit.
Yeah. This ain't your typical house show kit though.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's got a rack.
It's got a nice rack on it. No, actually, this rack is about to fall apart. It's like it's probably 30 years old. But yeah, that's basically my spiel. What's your spiel?
All right. Well, I'm Dominic. I play in Red Light Ritual and Idle Freaks, and we'll fill in here and there for other bands, which you've done as well, as any self-respecting musician might want to try every now and then. Get out of your comfort zone, play for another band.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been playing guitar and singing since maybe I was like 15. I mean, I sang as like a little kid, just like in the shower and shit, and tried to do it in Guitar Hero. And I just remember this one like house party that my parents were having, and I was like 8 years old singing into the Guitar Hero mic. And like it was like all the kids in the game room playing Guitar Hero, and then all the parents like out in the kitchen or whatever, and then they all came in to like tell me to shut up because I was like just screeching to like some Bon Jovi or whatever, and they were like, "You need to stop. You need to cut that shit out." So yeah, that's what happened. And then fast forward to like when I was 15, that's when I picked up the guitar and just kind of got back into it. Yeah, and then choir throughout high school and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I started with the roots of Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, The Doors, all of that classic ass dad rock type shit. Yeah,
I wouldn't say that's dad rock.
That's
I see what you're saying.
It's pre-dad rock.
Yes, it's pre-dad, because there's like old dad rock, which is definitely like Van Halen.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
And Led Zeppelin's kind of on that train a little bit, but they got a little bit more like class to them.
Sauce.
Yeah, they got 100%.
I can agree with that.
But and then there's like new age dad rock, which is like
Creed.
I'd almost Limp Bizkit. I'd almost put like
Pearl Jam.
Oh, but Pearl Jam.
Well, dad rock doesn't stop it from being good. You know?
Yeah, you okay? You knew exactly where I was going with that. Yeah, no, I no hate on dad rock. But I was gonna say I almost put Disturbed in dad rock. You know Disturbed?
I don't even know Disturbed. I don't know.
Stricken, Guitar Hero 3.
No.
I
I was a world tour kind of guy myself.
You missed out on the GH3.
Yeah, dude.
The goated.
Yeah. Well, that's what's got me all started in this racket, and then yeah, I started a band as soon as I graduated college. You know, I didn't drop out and start a band. I graduated and then I started a band.
There you go.
Broke the trope.
Yeah. What was your first band? Was it Radical Chic?
First real band, I would say, yeah. Which Radical Chic was what Red Light Ritual used to be called.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I'd say like first one that's like, hey, we gotta get our shit together and play some shows and get out there and try the thing, you know.
You never played in any bands in high school?
No, I would like jam with buddies and stuff, and basically it was just an excuse to get together and smoke weed kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. I get you.
Yeah. It was the organizing things that was like that's out of our wheelhouse, you know.
Yeah, that always gets really tough when you're in high school. You need someone to kind of lead that charge.
Yeah, because
In
you
a
don't know
way.
what you're doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I was like 22. Just trying to do a real band.
Yeah.
I learned everything just from failing, trying things and failing, and then not failing anymore.
Yeah, and we're still learning to this day. Like
Yeah.
it's just like every single day it feels like there's something that you could be doing that you're not, or that you could be doing better, and you just really don't know until you try
Yeah.
those things. And then you're like, okay, that actually kind of worked.
And then you got to have that kind of will to like keep on moving when you're going to fail, because it's not a matter of if, it's just you are going to fail at things.
100%.
You are going to have things fall through. You're going to, you know, you're going to have a big ego at the beginning and throughout, and it's going to like shatter, and you're just going to want to quit it all and all this stuff.
Yes, I've definitely felt that with Spitting Image a bit. Like our first like couple shows were like
On
really
the
great.
shit, you know?
Yes, and it felt super exciting, and even at that time there were not that many people at those shows, but it still made me feel like really excited to do it. And then it's Spitting Image, and at the beginning ages we would play any and every show, and you would imagine your audience doesn't want to see every show. And when you don't have any fans, it's like when you have like only a handful of friends, you can only juice them so much. It's just,
Yeah, you can't invite them to 4 shows in a 1 month span.
yeah,
It's like,
and
bro, I got shit to do. I got work.
yeah, like people got shit to do.
Yeah.
Like we don't, but yeah, no, it gets a little.
Yeah, and then you're just playing to an empty room, and you're like, but I'm playing all these shows. Like, why are they all so empty?
Yeah, it's brutal. It gets a little discouraging for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to space that out though, 100%.
So I think one of the main topics we wanted to talk about today, after like the intros and whatnot, was just horror stories on shows and on the road. So I guess that's a good segue of what you're currently touching up on, which is just spacing out shows.
Yeah, like just playing empty shows after playing like a good, 3 or 4 months of like pretty decent shows, for especially at the start of a band. Like you're gonna be like, yo, this is not it.
Yeah.
Like we're done for. Like it's like, how are we gonna get these people back? They've seen us. Like how do we get them to come back for more? Like when we don't have more necessarily. Like we don't have new songs. We don't have like merch.
And like shows are like, they're just fun. It's like a flower, you know. It's like you got to be a plant and grow leaves and get watered and like get sun, and then you're gonna have a flower. That's what the show is. Like you really have to like have all these things prior to having a good show, and that's like for every show. You can't just like have all these flowers all of a sudden and just play like a bunch of shows in the same town all the damn time. It's like you got to work for things. You got to organize things. If you want to play a lot of shows all the time, you have to hit the road. Like you have to get out of town and organize a little bit of a tour. It can be like three days in a row, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Go to like some nearby towns. We're based in Denver, so we'll do like Boulder, Fort Collins, Denver, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There's like your hey, we can squeeze in shows. This is when we get to like show off and do our thing and have fun. But you need to organize the tour at a small scale, and you got to work up to that. You can't just play the same town 4 times in a month and expect like good shows. It's just not gonna happen.
Or expect like just like something different to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and in the only case where that really does happen is if you're playing with a bigger act.
Yeah.
But even in those cases, like you said, like you can't just like jump into a show with a big act. Like you have to put in work, time, and effort into getting that big show. Like I don't think spitting, like we've opened for like one pretty decently big artist, but
Who was that?
that was Versus Me. But and like
Don't even get me started on Versus Me, bro.
oh, we're already starting beef.
I'm gonna start beef. Those guys fucking suck, dude. Fuck them. God, dude. They brought like maybe 5 people. That's why they kept on adding local acts, bro. It was a Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
And then they were like, we're divas.
yeah, and they didn't sound the best. It just was like overproduced.
It was just too much 808. You couldn't hear the bass player playing bass. It was just the pre-recorded 808 drop every fucking 10 seconds. You're just like, okay.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's that new age I call it pretty boy metal. It's like metalcore but with like a lot of clean singing. Anyways, back to worst show.
Back to talking shit.
Worst show experience for so this one, when we were thinking about this topic, this was the first thing that popped in my mind. It was literally the last show I did with Spitting Image. We played at the Roxy Theater with a bunch of bands. Thornhaven was the headliner, was it Gaunt was there. I don't know. It was like 5. I think there were 5 acts that night. So there's a lot of moving around, and I was told that we are using my drum set.
Oh, were you telling me that there's 5 different kits having to be moved around that night?
Okay, so okay. I thought that was going to be the case. So I get there, I ghost set up all my stuff on the side of the stage.
Which is what for the audience?
That's just basically like
staging.
Yeah, staging the kit so that when you move it up there, like I have like tape on my drum rug, so I know where everything kind of gets placed. And so when I'm staging it off to the side, I'm like deeply invested in the ergonomics of my kit. Is everything at the right heights? Is everything in the right distances? Like nothing feels too weird. So that brings me a lot of like peace of mind right before the show, because I'm a bit of a picky drummer in terms of like setup.
Well, you have to like always over prepare for everything, because like I mean shows, the whole music thing is already a chaotic environment. So you have to be as organized within the chaos to like really, really make it work.
Exactly. And like if you're a drummer out there, you're probably a little OCD too. Like there's
so many things that can go wrong
on a drum set.
Yeah.
Yes. Like there's too many. And one of them for me is bass drum sliding. Don't even get me started. Anyways, so I pull up, I got my kit set up, and I noticed after the second band has already played that they are using the same drum set from the previous person. And I was like, oh no, like, do I want to be that douchebag with like a whole new drum kit to bring up, and the sound guy's got to jump up there and remic the kit and everything? So I went up to the sound guy and I was like, hey man, not that this is on you in any way, but I was told to bring my drum set. I was under the impression that everyone's swapping out drum sets. And I shot the question to him. I was like, is it just would you prefer me to use the drum set that's already up there? Or like, what's the deal? And he was like, it would be easier if you used the drum set that was up there, but I'll leave that to you. And I was like,
now you got to be the asshole.
I was like, bro, now you're really making me feel like the asshole right now. So I ended up using the drum set that was up there.
Uh-huh. And then that's the total foreign object to you.
Yes, and luckily I sit super tall too. I have not met send me a picture of your stool. You do not sit taller than me. I'm jacked all the way up, and I bring my seat up there, and I go, oh man, this is really short. And not only is this a show that I really needed
So
to
like
play.
all the drums were too high.
No, all the drums were too low.
Oh, okay.
So like the toms, mainly just like this tom and this tom. It was a 4-piece kit. I just had to jack them things up like super tall. So it really wasn't the worst thing I've had to deal with. But it threw me off, and it made me really nervous about like the kick drum sliding and all this kinds of stuff. And I really wanted to play well on this show because there was probably 100 people there. Probably more near like 130. But on this show, I also had 6 GoPros pointed at me.
Oh, that's right.
Because we were doing a special filming thing for like a drum cam video thing.
Yeah. And it's not your kids.
And it's not my kids. Yes. And I was just just setting my stuff up, just sweating.
I mean,
pissed.
That setup, I kind of gives you a little bit more leeway to be the asshole and be like, I need my drum kit for this kind of special occasion, not to be that guy's special occasion, but it's like, this is being recorded, and you are the main object in the microscope. Of recording, like in terms of visual stuff, because you got 4, 6 GoPros. How many?
I think there were 6.
Yeah,
it was a lot. So yeah, I guess that was one like of the worst experiences I've ever had, because I was just straight tweaking. Like I ended up being fine, and I ended up playing perfectly fine, but like my kick drum is a freaking cannon. And that kick drum was just like not hitting. The toms were a little out of tune, which is like, it's whatever. Most drums I play with, my drums are out of tune for all I know.
Well, Ben from Red Light Ritual usually keeps them pretty tuned.
Oh no, I'm talking about.
The Road Kit.
Yeah, the Road Kit. Yeah. They're just super loose. They're like more than finger tight on all the lugs. It's not super crazy or anything, but. Yeah, that's one of the worst experiences I've had on stage. And then bonus second worst experience. There was a drummer who was playing right before me, and I had boom arms set up on my cymbal stands so they hold like extra small cymbals, like a splash or a stack or something. The dude barely moved anything, so like the boom arms could not have been that much in his way. Mm-hmm. He disassembles the boom arms from the bolts down. Like he didn't even keep the arm together. Like all of the bolts and nuts and everything were like all disassembled. And I was like, yo, you've never seen a boom arm in your life, have you, bro? Like I almost straight up started some beef that day because I had to roll without 2 cymbals on that show. I was like, all right, no stack, no splash. I have no time to set this up again.
Damn. Yeah. All right, well, how'd you do?
That was that 7 Circle show.
Oh, okay. So not the big special one.
Well, it was a big show.
It was packed. Like it was.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special though. Yeah, it was just a rowdy.
That's special enough, but like.
Yeah, no. Shout out 7 Circle. That best venue ever. All right, I've been yapping. I want to hear your worst experience.
Hello. I'm cutting this XLR after we get done with this shit. This thing's killing me, bro. It's probably gonna be one of the road stories, I would say. I don't know. I've got too many to think of. I mean, the first one that comes to my mind, which is not as long as yours, I'm not gonna yap as long as you, is like we set up this show in this town. I don't want to like call anything out because they're very nice people, and we had a good time after the fact, but it was a nightmare because we set up this show out of town, and it's 7 hours out of town, and it's a place where we have a crowd because we got buddies from there, the drummers from there, hint hint. So he's got his people, he's got his family out there, he's got a bunch of friends, a bunch of high school friends, all this stuff. Like we're expecting a crowd of at least like 80 people out of town, which for our level is kind of a lot because you really only have people in like the town where you're from. And once you're able to like go out of town and hit some or like go on the road and hit some towns where you can expect people, it's kind of a big deal. No, it just means a lot. It means a lot.
It's got.
So anyway, like there's a lot riding on the show, and like the email chain is spotty because everything for booking is done over email, and usually you get all your ducks in a row through there with being like, what time is load in? What time is the sound check guy getting there? What time is each band doing their sound check? What time is doors? What time is each band going on? You know, what are we doing for parking? What can we expect for like, you know, drink tickets or hospitality, or is there green room? Like all these back end things get like dealt with in the email chain. And basically there's just nothing in the email chain. Like we hit them up with the message of like, hey, can we play here? And they're like, yes, you can play here. And then like, that's it. Like we were like, okay, cool. Like, and then like for the next couple of months, we're sending them like, hey, here's the flyer, blah, blah. Just had a couple questions on like load in, sound check, blah, blah, all this stuff. Nothing. Crickets. Next month comes over, we're just like, hey, we're promoting the hell out of this show. Like we got flyers up. We got our homies over there to like put flyers up for us. We're pushing this shit. We're doing our end. Like here's the flyer. Is there anything else you need for your promotions? Just kind of like a little subtle push of like, hey, are you gonna fucking promote this show that
Is
you're
there
hosting?
anything being done
Like,
on
are
your
you gonna
end?
do anything for us?
Are you even open?
Yeah, dude. Crickets again, and it's just like, you know, if you're traveling 7 hours to go play a show and you're not hearing any information back other than like, yes, you can play here on that date, you kind of start getting a little stressed out, whatever. So it comes down to it, you know, it's the day of the show. We drive the 7 hours. We like leave at 7 a.m., get there around 5 p.m. And there's like, we go up, talk to the bartender, and we're just like, hey, we're the band playing tonight. Are we good to load in and stuff? And they're like, actually, you're going to have to be, you can bring stuff in, but you're going to have to be a little quiet because we're hosting a little art event in there. And we're like, oh, weird. Okay, that's fine. Sure. We'll go scope it out, see what we can do. And we go in there, and it's just like just a weird, like, dead event with just, like, artists in their booths just, like, sitting there. And there's, like, maybe one person just, like, circling all the booths just, like, oh, that's nice. And then they're like how vendors do.
I know what show you're talking about now.
How vendors do whenever, like, you're at their thing, and they're just, like, keeping that smile. Like, are you going to buy something? You gonna buy some shit, or are you just gonna say it's nice? Anyway, there's like one person doing that tire kicking thing, and there's like 8 vendors set up, and it's just like there's like no music going on in there. They're just all sitting there. They're like sitting on the stage, and then we're just like, what the fuck? Like we have to wait. We have to wait until these guys are done before we can start bringing in the stuff, so we can like set up for this show that we're doing. It was just crazy because no one told us that was going on. So then we like quietly start putting things in the corner and blah, blah, blah. And then like the vendors are just like staring daggers at us because we're doing something in the corner.
And I'm doing something.
I'm doing something here. And yeah, it's like we kind of start like doing the ghost setup thing that you're talking about, where it's like we start getting things out, getting cables organized, getting things plugged in like a little bit just so we can throw it on the stage as soon as they're done. And then the event starts wrapping up, which like nothing changed. They were just like started packing up. It wasn't like anyone walked out because there was no one there to begin with. They just start packing up, and we're like, "Are you guys done?" They're like, "Yeah." And then we're like, "All right, get everything on the stage. Like, let's fucking go." And then we're just like getting loud, banging shit, getting things on there. And then right around like 5:30 p.m., doors are at like 7. Right around 5:30 p.m., we finally get our things on the stage, and the bartender tells us that the sound person wasn't booked that night. They tell us after the fact that we got there.
Absolutely devastating news.
And, which is
2
like
hours before
2
the
hours.
show.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? And she's like, I'm calling people, but it's like there's only like 2 sound guys in the town.
So you're like, yeah, no sound guy, right?
Yeah, no,
just tell me no.
Yeah, just give it to me straight, doc. Like, what's going on?
Don't beat around the bush with me right now. I'm gonna have to go learn a soundboard real quick.
So that's exactly what happened. I was just like, fuck it, like just instantly, just like, all right, fuck it, we got to get down to down to brass tacks here, gentlemen. So I start unwrapping cables. Thankfully, I shadowed some like sound friends in the past, so I kind of had an idea of how to set up a show. Kind of.
Kind of.
I started unwrapping cables, start setting up mics, start doing all this shit, and I'm just like, I'm in go mode. So it's like if anyone asks me a question, I'm just like, I have about 2 seconds to give to you, and if you make me have to go longer than those 2 seconds, I'm yelling at you. Like it's just that kind of mode.
Yeah.
Where it's like I got shit to do. We set up the show in terms of like mics and stuff, and I'm trying to figure out, like, they have this iPad set up with the soundboard, so I'm trying to figure out how all these things work, because I'm usually more used to like a physical board that I barely know, much less like an iPad thing that's got all these different tabs and all this fancy shit on it. And we set it up to where, like, on stage we don't have sound, but at least the audience has sound. And I'm like, I don't want to fuck anything up. I don't want to even try.
Classic no monitor situation.
No monitor on stage, which
Brutal.
for those of you that don't know, when you're playing super loud, like as we do in the shit that we do, you can't hear yourself up there. It's like, it's kind of counterintuitive. It's like, oh, you're playing super fucking loud. Why can't you hear yourself, fucking dumbass? It's because everyone's playing loud around you, so it just becomes this like wash of loudness, and you really need to like get monitors in front of you to be like, okay, this is how my voice sounds like with in this guitar part. You know, if I'm like singing blind, you know, like good luck to singing in the right key. You know,
Exactly.
you can be the best singer in the world, but if you can't hear yourself sing within the song,
You're toast.
yeah, you're kind of SOL. So we just had to roll with that. We're like, fuck it, it's punk rock. I'm not gonna fuck up. I'm not gonna like. We have sound facing the audience. We're gonna have to sacrifice our comfortability on stage. Basically.
Yeah. Rolling no monitors is absolutely brutal. It's funny, I actually have an opposite problem. When I don't have a monitor, all I can hear is myself.
Yeah.
And maybe like a little bit of like bass.
Yeah.
But really no guitar, no vocals at all. A lot of cymbal action.
Yeah.
And for some reason I can never hear my kick enough, which is like really annoying.
Gotcha.
That's the big like.
Just gets flubby or something in
Wait.
in your acoustic mix. I
Yeah,
guess.
like it just like doesn't punch through, which is crazy because like my kick drum is like so loud and so like, and I kick harder than a motherfucker, dude. Like I can't believe I can't hear it sometimes. But yeah, no monitors is sticky. But did you end up having people at that show?
Yeah. We ended up having like 80, maybe close to 100.
Oh,
It was.
Well, there you
It
go.
was a good show. Like it was good turnout. We felt like we played good. That's really.
that's
You know,
all that
up to
matters. Yeah, yeah.
really.
But it also is like it feels way more rewarding when you get past something like that, and then
Yeah.
at the end of the day you can say, "Oh, I think we actually played pretty good."
Yeah,
Like,
and and I mean that was like a giant fucking mountain out of nowhere, and we were just like, we have no option but to climb this. Like we can't cancel the show. We just drove 7 hours to be out here, and we got this many people like coming to this damn show.
yeah. No, you can't let the fans down. Can't let the fans down.
So yeah, that was one of the many horror stories. But you know, it's like all these horror stories just prep you for. It's just, you know, preparation. You know what to prepare for next time.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
And that's kind of the path that you need to take to get to be a pro, you know.
Yeah, no, you gotta learn some stuff out of your comfort zone. That's for sure. That's one thing that I've really wanted to focus on more is like just how does sound equipment work. I got dumb drummer brain. I got dumb drummer brain, bro.
Beat go boom.
Yeah, this is like literally maybe the 5th time I've ever used a microphone in my life, and I've been playing music.
And I set it up for you.
And he set it up for me. I've been playing music on a stage for like 10 years of my life, and I have never used a microphone in this capacity.
All right. Well, I think we can start wrapping it up now.
Yeah, definitely. No real schedule on when these will come out. It's
Yeah.
purely vibes based, you know.
And no
which-
real like agenda. We're just going to talk about what comes up. It's not always going to be gear stories or like personal things. Like we'll have musical guests on here, maybe some like
100%.
hometown heroes or like any touring artists that like want to give up 2 hours of their time.
Yeah,
or whatever we can get our hands on, really. Just like, get over here. Get in my garage.
Oh my god, I got candy in the garage for you. Just do my podcast.
Dude, I swear it's a cool podcast, bro. Come on. Gotta check out my podcast.
Well, yeah. I think, we could start wrapping it up. But, we will probably post this whenever because no one's waiting on it. So you'll see it when it comes out.
First edition of Monkey House. This has been Monkey House
The Monkey
with
House.
Koopa and Dom. Peace.
It's funny. My microphone just cut out. Like, this aux port, like, is, like, really finicky, honestly.
Oh, it's like built into the structure. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, actually.
But it doesn't, like, plug in well, which is...
You should tape that bitch. Or just find another aux. I mean, is that the
I think
Zildjian aux?
it is the Zildjian aux.
Ah, those bastards.
Yeah.
See, they don't know electrical equipment.
Yeah, they got dumb drummer brain, bro.
Go boom. That's all they care about.
All right, I want to make sure that camera was filming the whole time.
I hope. Jesus. Oh. Fucked up.
Oh, it was. That was
You
36
fuck.
minutes.
36?
Yeah.
That's
it
pretty
was
solid.
good. I felt like we could have gone longer.
Yeah.